today's morning rounds, we explore a new movement of Americans who are reducing their consumption of alcohol or cutting it out entirely. In life and online, interest in this community is booming. On Instagram, more than 1.2 million posts carry the hashtag soberlife. More than 500,000 boast sober is sexy. Dr. Tara Narula is here with why more Americans are turning to this movement. Tara, who's taking part?
Well, good morning, Anthony. This demographic is wide-ranging and all-encompassing. While you may have heard about Dry January or Sober September, this is year-round. Some of these people are recovering from alcohol addiction, but for a large part, many are abstaining from alcohol in pursuit of a healthier, cleaner lifestyle. It's called mindful drinking or sober curious, and it's reshaping what a night out looks like.
Really hard to be like in your early 20s and, doing things that doesn't revolve around drinking.
23-year-old Michaela Berry is one of the hundreds of thousands of Americans who identify as sober curious, drinking less or not at all.
I really like going out and meeting people, and it's, a little bit harder to do when everyone is like, the connection's not as genuine.
There's this kind of blind spot in culture where a lot of our social life and a lot of our nightlife is exclusively built around alcohol.
That's why Lorelei Bendrosky created Listen Bar in New York, a pop-up booze-free bar and social space for clear-headed connections. Do you see this as a niche market or something that potentially is going to grow and take off?
I'm seeing all of this like big business indicators of how the category is growing.
If you like this,
big brands like Budweiser,
you'll like this too.
What are you
and Heineken
doing?
Now sells zero alcohol beers. The non-alcoholic beer industry is expected to grow to over $25 billion by 2024, and there's also a slew of alcohol-free spirits saturating the market.
I think now it comes from a place of people being very considerate with their choices.
The movement is also helping those in recovery.
It comes down to connection and engagement.
MJ Gottlieb created the app Lucid to connect recovering addicts and the sober curious.
When I was getting sober, it was diners and coffee shops, right? That was it. Now, to be able to show sober dating, sober events, sober travel, sober groups, and let the sober individuals connect on the Lucid platform, that's the magical part.
We grow up hearing, alcohol is bad, and what they don't tell us is the first time we have a drink is it actually feels good.
We met Lucid user Philip O'Hara at Getaway in Brooklyn, one of the first brick-and-mortar sober bars in the country.
I remember being at a bar, 23 years old, feeling completely not okay until I had a drink.
O'Hara has been in recovery for over 3 years and says an app like this provides a space to socialize safely.
You have a platform for people to be connected with other sober people. And then the sober curious movement gets brought into it, right? Turns out you like going to the sober bar. You have more fun. You make more connections. And then you decide on your own that, I actually have more fun without alcohol.
I think, we like to avoid the way that we're actually feeling or kind of not confront things that are right in front of us. And I think that's what I was using alcohol for, and I think that that's how it has been used in my family's history.
A new study found abstaining from alcohol could actually boost mental health and well-being. Do you think that something like this, Sober Curious, Sober Revolution, Sober Bars, is going to help us when it comes to our mental health?
I mean, in my experience, in my generation, I think really prioritizing their mental health, and we talk a lot about self-care now.
I think it's a huge part of what's driving this, sober curious movement is the amount of mental health and depression issues that people are realizing they can't solve with substances.
And so, with the holidays right around the corner, you may be seeing more family members or friends around that dinner table choosing to skip that glass of wine or cocktail. And for those of you that do choose to drink, the CDC dietary guidelines for alcohol consumption is 1 drink a day for women and 2 a day for men.
So interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's really important people have an option.
A lot of people talked about this idea of being out and actually having a meaningful connection, remembering the name of the person that they interacted with or what they talked about. And that's very important right now.
It's nice when the bar tab comes too and it's a lot smaller.
Yes.
I like the idea of it, but I know people that drink and really like that too. And anything in moderation. We'll be right back.